Meet the 2018 BMW M5, the ultimate driving machine. And I'm not just poking fun at BMW's long-standing tagline. I mean that the M5 is an extremely customizable ride, able to switch seamlessly between a comfortable road car and a surprisingly competent choice for the racetrack despite its large size. Now, drivers toggle between these settings with the M Dynamic Drive system, these red buttons on the steering wheel labeled M1 and M2. Now, I've got M1 set for Sport and M2 set for the most hardcore Sport Plus setting, but drivers can save whatever combination of drive mode settings they like to these buttons for quick access on the road. And now I'm going to show you how. Now, I mentioned you've got the M1 and M2 buttons on the steering wheel that control the different drive mode presets, but now I want to show you how to customize those using the good old-fashioned iDrive infotainment that you'll find in the dashboard of pretty much every BMW of this generation, but this one has a couple of bespoke performance features for the M5. Now, to get to the screen we're looking for, there's a button here on the center console labeled Setup. That's going to bring us to the M Setup screen where you have the different presets for the M1 and M2. So if you go into those, you'll find the different settings. First is going to be dynamic stability control. You can either leave that on like normal, set it to a medium setting that's going to let things get a little more loosey-goosey and dynamic, or just turn it off. Now, if you turn it off, you'll notice the MX Drive setting gets a couple more options lit up. You can set it between regular four-wheel drive Sport that's a little more rear biased, or finally a two-wheel drive setting that sends all of the power to the rear wheels. That's sort of a more classic M5 driving experience. Now, the next setting is going to be engine, and there you have Sport, Sport Plus, and Efficient settings. And you also have settings for chassis and steering. Those are both going to have Sport, Sport Plus, and Comfort settings. Now, under the transmission, you actually have 6 different settings. There are 3 sport modes that get progressively firmer in their shift speed, and then you have 3 drive modes that are going to be emphasizing efficient and smooth shifting in traffic. So you have a lot of fine-tuned control over how the 8-speed automatic transmission works. Now, the last setting here is going to be the head-up display, and there you're going to choose between a standard view or an M view that sort of puts more of an emphasis on a large tachometer when you're driving. Now, once you have your M1 and M2 settings set up, you'll actually be able to just tap the button on the steering wheel to quickly pull up those presets. Now, if your setting turns off stability control or disables it in any sort of way, you're going to have to do a double tap just to confirm that you're okay with maybe losing a little bit of control or gaining control, depending on how you look at it. Now, if at any point you want to change any of those individual settings, there are actually hardware buttons down here on the center console. So on the shifter, we've got a rocker that toggles between the different shift firmness settings, and we also have buttons for the engine, the suspension, and the steering settings, as well as an exhaust mode setting. So you can toggle all of those and fine-tune them on the road, even if you want to change the setting a little bit from your preset. Now, the rest of the iDrive system is pretty much your standard fare setup that we've seen in other BMWs of this generation. If you're interested in how that infotainment stuff works, I recommend you check out one of our other tech deep dives on this generation of BMW vehicles. Other than that, that's been your look at how you change the M Drive mode presets on the 2018 BMW M5. If you don't mind, I think I'm going to get back on the road.